Hello and welcome! Over the next few minutes, I'm going to rip through some pretty awesome things you probably don't already know. Or maybe you do. Either way, I hope you find this entertaining. Let's roll. Did you grow up craving various kinds of candy bars like I did? Maybe you still do. One of my favorites as a kid was Three Musketeers, which originally came in 3 packs in the 1930s when they were created. All 3 had a different nougat flavor in each: vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. Eventually, when World War II broke out, sugar rations made that triple threat far too expensive, and so the company cut down to 1, leaving only the chocolate option that we have today. Did you know that Leo Fender, the inventor of the famous Fender guitars, never knew how to play one? True story. He took piano lessons in grammar school and tried playing the saxophone, but his interest in electronics allowed him to invent, create, and even market some of the most popular electric guitars in the world. But he never took the time to learn how to play one. How about that? Have any good luck charms? Well, here's a good lesson to hang on to it. Early in his campaign, U.S. President William McKinley was given a red carnation boutonniere to wear during a debate. After winning it, and also the congressional election in 1887, he saw the red carnation as a new good luck charm. He began wearing one during every election cycle, including 2 gubernatorial wins and his 1896 presidential campaign. He even kept one on his desk in the Oval Office. Finally, in 1901, during a New York exposition, he met a 12-year-old girl named Myrtle and felt inclined to give his carnation to her. Minutes later, McKinley greeted another, his assassin, Leon Czolgosz. The president was shot twice and died a week later. There are 26 letters in the English alphabet. Do you know which letter was the last to be added? Any guesses? It was the letter J. Before the year 1524, when J became its own independent letter, the letters I and J were considered to be the same, except that they made different sounds when spoken. Italian grammarian Gian Giorgio Trissino argued for the 2 letters to be distinct. His work helped solidify J as a separate letter, allowing for names like Julie, Jennifer, and Jackson. Ever since, Trissino has been informally crowned as the father of the letter J. Here's an interesting one for all you web surfers out there. Tim Berners-Lee, who created the main software of the World Wide Web, admitted he regrets one thing: adding the double / after https: in web addresses. In hindsight, he stated in a Times article that he now considers it unnecessary and was a design choice that could have been done differently. While the double slashes were standard practice in programming at the time, he believes they serve no real purpose and could have been omitted. Some of you may remember the terrible Chernobyl disaster that occurred in 1986 with the explosion of a reactor at the nuclear power plant there. Shortly after, firefighter Vladimir Pravik and his unit were the first to reach the plant. He famously led initial efforts on the roof surfaces behind and on either side of the central ventilation stack to extinguish the fires. Following the event, he was hospitalized with acute radiation syndrome, and even more interestingly, his eyes turned from brown to blue due to the intense exposure. Pravik died 2 weeks later. He was only 23 years old at the time.
Because a rooster's crow can reach 140 decibels, they have acquired built-in earplugs. Researchers explain that as it tilts its head up to crow, their external auditory canals close, preventing loud sound from coming in and doing damage. Which begs the question, who cock-a-doodle knew? The very first pizza was made in Naples, Italy, in the late 18th century. It was simple then: tomato, mozzarella, and basil, each representing the colors of the Italian flag. The tradition of blowing out birthday candles dates back to ancient Greece. The Greeks back then were polytheists and believed that blowing out birthday candles would send their wishes to the gods. You think a hurricane is scary? Imagine hurricane winds up to 2,000 kilometers per hour or 1,300 miles per hour. That is a normal occurrence on Neptune, the furthest planet in our solar system. It also ranks as the coldest planet. A United States park ranger named Roy Cleveland Sullivan, who worked at the Shenandoah National Park in Virginia between 1942 and 1977, was struck by lightning 7 different times. Miraculously, he survived them all and lived to the age of 71. The fastest gust of wind ever recorded on Earth was 407 kilometers per hour or 253 miles per hour. In 1996, a tropical storm off the Australian coast produced 5 extreme 3-second wind gusts, the peak of which was a 253-mile-per-hour gust. So, did you like it, yeah? Comment below your favorite. See you round again. And thanks.